This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, pet parents. This is Michelle Fern, your host on Best Pets for Pets. And today my guest is, as they say, from across the pond. And we're going to talk about how to get your old pooch moving again. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I am very excited to introduce my guest. He's Dr. John Howe. He is the CEO and co-founder of Lintbells Ltd. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Well, thanks for being here, and thanks for joining us from quite far away from, as I said in my intro, across the pond. You're based in the UK.
That's correct. I am. Yep. Sunny UK.
And the reason we're mentioning that is because your product is actually started there. So let's talk about the product. What is Lintbells Ltd?
So Lintbells is a pet nutritional supplements company. So we started back in 2007, and we produce a range of natural supplements for dogs and cats. And our lead product, which is the product that you've been trying out, is YuMOVE, which is a joint supplement for dogs.
And it couldn't come at a better time because Mr. Z, who's my oldest in my bunch of my crew, all my cats and dogs, he's the old dude. He's 15. And, I've had other dogs that were older that didn't have mobility issues, but he does. And he's been on YuMOVE. It's only been a week, but I'm seeing a little difference. I don't know if it's in my head because I know it takes a little longer, but I'm seeing some difference. But let's talk about why does this, there might be obvious, but what happens to older dogs with their joints and what does YuMOVE do to help the joint issues?
Sure. Okay. So basically, as dogs get older, as your dog gets older, their joints start to wear a little bit. It's just part of natural progression of life. And as the joints wear a little bit, then it can start to get a bit uncomfortable and they start to feel stiff. So the sorts of things you might see is they might struggle to get up in the morning when you first go down to see them. They might be struggling a little bit if you're taking them for a walk, or they might hold back a little bit on the walk and not quite keep up. Or indeed, they might not be able to jump up on the couch anymore or climb the stairs. And so that's usually a sign that they're starting to feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit stiff. And so what we did was we developed YuMOVE to help those dogs to cope with those sorts of situations. And so within YuMOVE, we've got some ingredients that people have probably heard of, such as glucosamine and chondroitin. They're really just to help with the structure of the joint, to try and keep the joints in a healthy condition. But the key thing that we've got in there that really helps is something called green lip mussel. So it's a natural extract from green lip mussels, which are grown in New Zealand. And they're a really good source of omega-3s, which help the joints to keep moving freely and to try and help the dogs when they are feeling stiff or uncomfortable.
Okay. And everything you're saying, I'm thinking, yep. Because, Mr. Z, when he used to jump up on someone or jump on the couch, now he just bobs his head a little bit, And, definitely stiffing up. And as I'm listening, I'm thinking same thing that happens to people, after so long, you start, you can't bend as you used to. Your joints are, I'm not that much up there, but I'm not 20 something. anymore. And your body just changes, all the time. So same things, I guess, for dogs and cats,
It's exactly the same. Our joints wear out just like theirs do. And the aches and pains that we feel as we get older, they're feeling those too. The thing to be aware of is actually dogs and cats are pretty good at hiding that. So if you're noticing some changes, that means that they are looking for some help, because they're, generally speaking, will try and cover that sort of stuff up. But yeah, if they're showing some of those signs that I described, then it's certainly worth thinking about joint supplements to help them out.
Okay, and before we'll talk about Mr. Z's success, let's talk about, you said that you have a special ingredient from ActivEase, the green-lipped mussel.
That's right.
Mussels from the ocean?
That's correct, yeah. So they're a type of mussel that grows. They're unique to New Zealand. So they're grown in the waters of New Zealand, where they've got beautifully pure, natural environment for them to grow in. And they're particularly interesting because they have a unique profile of omega-3 oils that help to ease stiffness and discomfort. And the version that we've got, which we've developed over the last 5-6 years, is called ActivEase. And the reason that we call it that is because we've actually selected it to have a particularly unique profile, which is more effective than standard green-lip mussel in helping ease stiffness in the joints. So it's our proprietary green-lip mussel formula, which we've worked with, and we've used it in clinical studies as well. So we've proven the effect in a clinical study with the Royal Veterinary College here in the UK, which is one of the world's leading veterinary schools. And we've also completed further studies in New Zealand with Mussel University, which again is one of the world's leading veterinary schools based in New Zealand. So there's a lot of science and a lot of research behind the ActivEase green-lip mussel to prove that when you're using it, it does indeed help your dog to improve their mobility and give them some relief from some of the things they're feeling.
Well, I've heard of other mobility type chews, not like yours though, not one. I've never heard of using a green-lip mussel from New Zealand, so that I don't even know how you found that particular species or creates this, but that's amazing. And we've obviously, you've mentioned you're from the UK. Now, YuMove is the #1 seller in the UK. How long has it been popular in the UK?
We launched YuMove back in 2009. And yeah, it's grown to be the #1 product in the market. So when we first launched, there were some very well-known brands, which you'd be familiar with in the US as well. But we launched YuMove back in 2009, and it's just grown and grown and grown. So now it's the #1 across all channels, whether that's in the vets or in retail stores or even online. We've got hundreds of thousands of dogs using YuMove in the UK now and experiencing similar sort of things that Mr. Z is experiencing for himself now.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. And we're going to talk about how you can get YuMove right here in North America and the US, even though I know we have listeners all over the world. And also Mr. Z's success. We'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
Hey everyone, Michelle Fern here. These last couple of months with the COVID-19 pandemic have been so tough. I am so glad I had Mr. Z with me. So I decided to reward him. I got him a Kong box subscription. Well, we just got our first box. And he was right near me when I opened it, so I could show him everything inside. Let me tell you, party time in a box for your pooch. The box comes with, first of all, you get 2 great Kong toys. Kong, those super durable toys that have been around. They've been making them since 1970. They are amazingly durable, great for chewers or bored dogs because you can put the little treats inside the Kong toy and your dog is entertained for hours. So in the Kong box, you get the 2 great toys, you get 3 delicious treats, and 2 recipes or tips delivered monthly or every other month. And for all of my listeners, I have a great offer for you. Now, for a limited time, go to kongbox.com/bestbets and get your first box free with your subscription and donate $1 to Best Friends Animal Society to help other dogs in need. So again, just go to kongbox.com/bestbets. Now, you can cancel anytime on your subscription for a really small fee, but I don't think you're going to want to cancel. The value is just amazing. So Kongbox.com/bestvets. And hey, Mr. Z says, happy chewing.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking to Dr. John Howe about the mobility chew called YuMove by Lintbells Ltd. And Dr. John, we're talking about how successful that YuMove is in the UK. And you have a guarantee, a money-back guarantee, clinically proven in 6 weeks. So I don't think you would be putting this out there if it was not as effective as you say it is.
Exactly. One of the things we're always keen for people to have that confidence that when they're using our product that they'll see a difference. And if there was just the odd chance that it doesn't work, then we give them their money back. But that's just not a guarantee that we have to pay out on very often, to be honest, because we have such great effect. And it's the science behind our product that helps us to be confident to give those guarantees. So we've got lots of science in terms of the ingredients themselves, but also the YuMove formulation, the chews that you're now trying. And so, yes, we are very confident to make those. And we believe that as a reputable company, we have to stand behind our products and make sure people are confident to try them.
Well, that's very honorable of you. And just quickly, so, you mentioned the science. About how long, if you can recall, did it take from the initial, research in the product till it actually the formulation was complete?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm going back quite a long time in my memory now. It would have taken us about 18 months, I think, to develop the initial formulation. And we take a long time working through all of the different parts here. So we do a lot of research looking at the ingredients themselves and what evidence there is for how well they work. And then we put the formulations together and then we try those out. To be honest, the first thing we try it out on ourselves because all our products are made with human grade ingredients. So we want to just make sure that we're okay with them. And actually, ironically, now we have a human joint supplement as well as a result of launching YuMove. And then once we've done all of that work, we will then put it into trials with vets and with veterinary schools and research schools and so on. And so it takes about 18 months, but then we keep doing our research. So we've invested over another $1.5 million in continued research into making our formulations better and better and perfecting our product so that it gives the maximum benefit we can.
All that information as a pet parent makes me very glad to hear because you're not just, let's see what works and throw it out there. You're putting a lot of effort behind the product and a great guarantees talk. I mean, if you're putting a guarantee like this and if it didn't work, there wouldn't be Lintbells because it would be expensive to refund everybody that is trying it. And for it to be the number one veterinary joint supplement in the UK, let's just say we're glad to have it here in the US. Let's talk about Mr. Z. So he's getting up there. He'll be 15 in June, which is pretty senior dog. He has joint issues. He's a little stiff. I guess my vet doctor really said it's kind of like doggy arthritis a little bit. So when this product came across, I thought this is perfect for him. So then I went into the problem of how am I going to give it to him? Because he has what they call old dog nose, and I cannot put anything on his nose I can't do it. It's like working. I have a lot of nose bombs. I'm dealing with a demon dog when I try to do it. His head moves around so fast that you wouldn't believe it for a dog his age. But he likes the chews. He eats them. And that's usually one of the problems because if your dog's not going to eat the chew, what are you going to do? I mean, I know you could probably shove it down their mouth, and I've given Mr. Z, medication and pills over time, but that's not easy, especially with the old dog nose business that he has right now. And he's probably will continue because he's an old dog, but he likes the chews. And it hasn't been the full 6 weeks since he's tried them. It's been a couple of weeks, but I'm noticing a little more pep in his step. So is that wishful viewing, or can it start to work a little faster than the normal 6-week period?
It does come down to the dog. I mean, we normally say 4 to 6 weeks just to allow everything to get into the system. So, just to absorb all of those nutritional benefits and then to start working. But we do have people telling us that they're seeing effects sooner than that. So it is possible that what you're seeing now is the start of the effect of YuMove. That effect should build over time, over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And so you should continue to see improvements now for at least a month or two. And then you've got the full benefit of YuMove working away and just helping him keep more mobile. So it will be fantastic to hear how you're getting on in another 4 weeks when the product's really got to work. But yes, it's quite possible that you might have seen some effect already.
Well, I'm excited and I can't wait to see him moving more. And it's not only that he moves more, but he's not going to have the discomfort because unlike, us two-legged people, us two-leggeds, I should say, he can't tell me, my back aches, my hind leg aches, that's why I'm stiff right now. I don't feel like getting up, or really you're taking me for a walk now. I don't feel like moving, or I have to go, but I'm tired, or, whatnot. He can't communicate. So you just see them struggling. And so giving him YuMove, it's more than, and I'm sure you hear this from a lot of people, it's more than just, so I see him peppy as a puppy, but I know that he'll stop, or the aches will either minimize to a great degree or stop over time.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that, if we take something, if we take a product, it could be in our heads because we know what we're doing, we know what we're taking. And so we want to feel an effect. So sometimes that can happen. But with your pet, with your dog, as far as they're concerned, this is just a tasty chew that they're eating. And so they can't tell that they're going to have an effect. So anything that you're seeing is the effect that the product's having because they don't know that that's what they've just eaten. As far as they're concerned, they've just had something tasty for a quick bite, but they have nothing else. So yeah, as you see that happening, then it's fantastic to know that they're starting to feel good and wanting to run around more and enjoy themselves. And that's a lot of what we're about. It's not just about making the dogs mobile and walking easily. It's actually they can go out there and have some fun and that you can go out and have fun with them, that you can enjoy some of that time with them where they're enjoying running around and having a good time.
Exactly. And I would think a mobile dog and a dog that's more active is likely to live a little longer.
Yeah, I mean, we can never make those sorts of claims.
Right. I mean, it's an assumption.
But they're going to be enjoying themselves, Michelle. That's the key thing. They're going to be enjoying that. And there is an important aspect to this. If your dog is slowing down and they're not moving around so much, then over time they start to lose some of their muscle strength. And the muscles are really important for holding all the joints together and holding them in the right place. So if they start to lose some of that muscle, then the joints wobble around a little bit more. And so they start wearing out faster. So part of what we're trying to do is help the dog to keep mobile so that they keep their muscles in good shape, which means that their joints are held together better. And it just means that they're kept healthy for longer. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help dogs to stay healthy and active for as long as we can.
I think it's wonderful. It's amazing. And as an added benefit, they taste good because as listeners to Best Bets for Pets know, Mr. Z is one of the pickiest ever. I don't think there's ever been a supplement I've given him before that he liked.
Well, that's another point that we've always tried, and we've tried to do this ever since we started the company, because we said, look, if dogs are going to benefit from our products, they've got to actually want to eat them. And it's got to be easy for the owner to give the product to them. So we've always had a real focus on making our products really tasty as well, so that they're just easy to give and the dogs are happy to eat them. So it's great that we've had the test with Mr. Z. I'm really pleased that we've passed that one. But yeah, that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to make people's lives as easy as possible whilst helping to keep their dogs healthy.
And now you're available in the U.S. So how can people find your product? Where can we find YuMove by Lintbells for our dogs? And you say you have it for cats as well?
We do. We haven't got it in for cats in the US yet, but we're working on that at the moment. We've got it here in the UK, but we haven't been with you long, so we're just working through that at the moment. But yeah, we are working on bringing that to the US market as well. If people want to find out more, they can go onto our website, lintbells.com. You can buy it there if you want to, but we're also available on Chewy, and you'll also find us on Amazon as well. So if one of those stores is useful for you, that's certainly possible. We do also have a veterinary version. It's called YuMove Advance, which is available from veterinary practices, veterinary hospitals and clinics. And that's also in the US. That's just launched as well. So it's quite feasible if they talk to their vets that a vet could get hold of the more advanced version. But our standard YuMove product, which is the main one that we sell, that's on Amazon, Chewy, and on lintbells.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, John, for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us all about YuMove, and that we're excited that it's over here in the U.S. from UK. And it's so far, and I expect to just be more and more excited. The results have been amazing with Mr. Z, so I'm thrilled with the product. And again, thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets.
Thank you, Michelle. It's my pleasure. My pleasure indeed.
Hey, everyone. Great show. And I am not joking around with this. Mr. Z loved YuMove. I didn't have to shove it down his throat, thank goodness. I say that shove, but I'm gentle with him. He's my old dude, and he's moving more. He's a little pep in his step. So please check that out. I'd like to thank my guest, Dr. John Howe, for coming on Best Bets for Pets. Thanks to Mr. Z, my old dude tester, for trying out YuMove. Thanks to my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound wonderful. And thanks to everyone that's listening to Best Bets for Pets. This is 2020. We're all going through a pandemic and trying to stay safe. So please stay safe and keep listening so you can get great information. You can listen to there. We have so many shows on Pet Life Radio. So please keep listening. Get more educated about your dog, cat, fish, reptile, any creature out there, and be safe. Take care.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.